Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 131, The Unexpectables.
You better choice.
In this week's episode, we talk SNES Mini. JfG Ash has been buying treats for his wife. JfG Alex plays more games than Ash.
More than what?
There's a trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. And finally, Sonic continues to get pimped out.
Filthy. Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 131. Fuck me. My name is Alex, and I'm joined, as ever, by my very good friend, Ash. Apologies for the fuck me there in the intro, buddy. It was quite unprofessional.
Terrible.
But how are you? You alright?
Mate, as always, I am good on a Wednesday because I'm doing a podcast, Yaya Sparkling Thoughts. Give me the hope to go on, and the rest.
That Lord.
Sponsored by Lord. Yeah. I'm feeling nice. I feel quite relaxed. You know, I've had a stressful week. The kids are still massive cunts. Known fact.
Yep.
So that's been interesting. Had a good time at the weekend with one of my daughters having a complete meltdown whilst in like a shopping centre. Just went for it. I'm like, no, you can't sit on that chair. It's a baby chair. And she's like, wah! I'm like, cool. Just fuck my life. It's amazing. But luckily I have video games to distract myself in the evenings while they're asleep, and I can shoot lots of things and make myself feel much better.
Yeah, take out your anger and aggravation on a suitable medium, and the subtle irony of the fact that the dad has the games to keep him sane rather than the kids, because the kids are just going mental. Yeah, so that's been fun. Bought a new Hoover, buddy. Bought a new Hoover this weekend. Treated the wife to a new Hoover. Oh, right.
It's what she wanted. I was like, hey, if that's what you want as like some kind of gift / birthday present, you know, you can have that.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
But yeah, she loves a clean house. She's a massive fan of the clean house. Me, I don't mind it. I mean, I like things tidy, but I can live without, you know, having to hoover every day. I mean, we've got a Dyson, one of the rollable ones anyway, but she's like, you know what? I need one of them handheld ones, just so I can just pick it up and go. So I'm like, cool.
Cordless, is it?
Cordless, wireless, infrared, Bluetooth.
The Internet of Things, buddy. It's the future.
So yeah, we picked up one of them Dyson, I don't know which, V7s or I don't know what they are.
Max fuckers, dust fuckers.
Big sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big sucker.
The big sucker dust fucker 2000.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the podcast title as well done. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to have to listen back and remember exactly what you said there.
It's the big sucker dust fucker 2000, buddy.
I mean, okay, if you can write that down for me, because that's gone from my brain again. Big something fucker, big fucker, something 2000. I can't remember.
I feel like I'm talking to a chimp. What's going on?
Yeah, well, mate, there's a lot going on in my head at the moment. I'm desperately trying to get out of my job because I hate it, you know, so I'm cramming in knowledge. Got some new books. I read a whole book actually this week. Which is like the one thing that I haven't done for at least 20 years minimum.
That's quite novel.
Yeah, it was about HTML and CSS, which was great. Oh, great. It wasn't actually a novel. It was, joke's on you. Ha! Yeah, backfired. So I read a book. It had some pictures and things in it. I understood it. I've now moved on to the JavaScript book. I've got a couple more. I've got some SAS books. And
sassy,
and some yeoman and other stuff that I need to learn, I believe, to get a bigger and brighter future job. Because I mean, just life at the moment is just terrible for me. I'm not enjoying it. This and playing games is the best thing in my life at the moment. So yeah, It's ace. How about you, buddy? How's your life,
Well, all I can say, buddy, is it will not last forever.
Oh, that's true.
And
things constantly change. Change is good, maybe. Who knows?
Things have to trough to peak, buddy. I'm sure that's a phrase that people probably word better than I do.
Yeah.
But I hope shit gets better is all I can say.
Yeah, me too. I cooked a banging roast at the weekend. That was good. Enjoyed that. I've been drinking a lot as well. Not out of desperation or anything that, might come across as a plead for help right now. It was just the fact that I found that Morrison's were selling little, what are they called? Kegs, the 5-litre kegs of Shipyard for like £13. So, yeah, I bought one last week. Started drinking it on the Wednesday. That was gone by Friday, so I went back on Friday and bought 2 more. And yeah, I finished one of them off, and I think I'm going to have to start another one tomorrow. It's just too good. Like, being able to just pour pints and then just, neck it back at home. And I need to get myself some kind of, home brew on the go.
I know the funk's on that at the moment, isn't he?
I know, very
the home
jealous.
brewing.
Very jealous. But, those Pico things or whatever they are, those homebrew fucking what are they called? Like coffee machines, so it does a lot of the stuff for you. And then they've got a whole storefront for it. It just looks amazing. And if I had $1,000 to just spunk on it, I totally would.
Because you were on the trail of that ages ago on Kickstarter, weren't you?
Yeah, I saw that.
Spied the homebrew stuff. Yeah,
it just looks amazing. But yeah, I would love that. That'd be awesome. So yeah, pounding booze as is what I'm doing. Oh, while we're there, buddy, what are you drinking tonight? Drinking, mate?
The Stella.
Nice. That'll do the job.
No. but it's fine.
Bad news for me. I'm on the Carlin this week. I mean,
shit.
It's bad times right now. I had to.
Getting worse and worse. Eventually it's going to be like piss out of a boot.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the trouble is, I don't have to. I've got that keg just hanging out back, just there. I'm like, no, I need to savor the taste for Friday.
Yeah, you're using your horrible backup stash as you go to.
Yeah,
which some would say is probably more sensible than what I did. So fair play to you there, buddy.
So yeah, apart from that, buddy, playing Destiny, obviously. And nothing else, which has been great fun for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, enjoy that. But I have nothing really to talk about on that game, really. We'll touch on it, though. Might as well.
Oh, yeah, rude not to, buddy.
So apart from that, buddy, nothing else from me. What about you, buddy? What you been doing?
I've been working.
9 till 5?
At least for now. And at the weekend... I did absolutely fuck all.
Nice. That's what you want to do.
Brilliant. Well, I say fuck all. I cleaned the place top to bottom.
That's a job.
Cooked a big old roast. Did a whole food shop for the next 2.5 weeks.
Nice.
But these are all menial chore-based things.
Yeah.
What I didn't have to do was be anywhere at any specific time.
I like that.
Entertain anyone. Go and visit anyone. Do any driving really. And it's probably been, I don't know how many months, 5 or 6 since we've had a weekend to just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, clean the shit up and chill out and watch stuff. So yeah, basically done fuck all. Been watching those telly shows, buddy.
Yeah. What ones? Anything in particular or just nothing really exciting?
We've been watching the new Star Trek Discovery.
How's that? Exciting? 1 to 10?
Well, that is a TV show which A, doesn't feel like Star Trek.
Cool, I like it.
And B, has at least something happen in it every week that is utterly fucking stupid. Now, you might be thinking, Star Trek, it's pretty stupid anyway.
Stupid. It's pretty far-fetched. Yeah.
It is stupid, it is far-fetched, but... And it's not just a Vulcan thing here, buddy. Star Trek has always been steeped in logic. One of the best things about Star Trek, even if you don't really like all of the characters, they very rarely did things that were really fucking stupid. Like, they tended to do things that were basically sensible. The sort of anti-horror movie style character who behaves like you or me, buddy. He makes decisions that are based on fucking fact and knowledge, rather than this will drive the plot forward. And I think that this new thing suffers from that a little bit. Like, just a moment, I won't spoil anything, but a moment where, like, a crew are told they're not going to be blown up. They're in the middle of, like, a war, and it's like the enemy's like, we're not going to blow you up. Like, go and tell your people that this is the start of a war and we're going to have you or whatever.
We're going to have you.
And then those people making the decision to, I'm going to personally man a fucking rocket and just blow them up and myself. Like, that's...
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because it was one ship versus one ship. This is Star Trek. This is supposed to be Starfleet and Star Trek. Like, they don't suicide bomb. Starfleet don't suicide bomb. That's all I'm saying. It's stupid. It's dumb. There's dumb shit in there. It looks quite promising. It's also got Jason Isaacs in it, who is fucking brilliant in everything he's ever been in. I suppose what is his most famous role? Probably the dad of the little Hitler kid from Harry Potter. Lucius Malfoy. That guy with the white hair.
The white hair. With the
dad.
The Dobby.
The owner, Dobby's owner.
Yeah.
The dad. That's probably his most famous role, but he's been in loads of other shit. He loves it. But yeah, he's awesome in everything, and he looks like he's going to be the main captain in this, and that'll do, pig.
Yeah.
Or Captain. He's fucking cool. The other thing I've been watching, buddy, and you're going to want to watch this if you haven't, is something called The Good Place.
What's The Good Place?
The Good Place, I won't say too much because it's very, very hard not to spoil it. It's on Netflix.
Is it about genitals?
It's got Ted Danson in it.
Okay.
And Kristen Bell.
Okay.
AKA Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
And, like, she goes to heaven, and Ted Danson's character is, like, the architect of her neighborhood in heaven.
Okay.
And so it's all kind of really wild and out there, but it's fucking funny. Like, it's really, really funny. It's the Parks and Rec guy who created it, and it's just very, very good. We watched the whole of season 1 this week.
Wow.
We've watched like 3 episodes a night. They're only sort of 25 minutes long.
Okay, yeah.
But we've watched a whole season, and I've actually watched the first 2 episodes of the second season.
Nice, buddy.
This thing's fucking great.
I'll have to check it out.
It's really, really good. Really enjoying that. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, had an incredible roast at the weekend, buddy.
Tradition.
I cooked a ham in Dr. Pepper, is what I did.
I've been there before. I've experienced this.
It was a beautiful thing. Then made a glaze, scored and studied that shit, buddy. Glazed it up into the oven. Beautiful, beautiful Christmassy thing in this time that's becoming slightly wintry. Had the roasties, had the Yorkshires, did a load of honey-coated carrots and root vegetables in the old pan in the oven there, buddy.
It.
I mean, that is how you end a weekend right there. That's how you do it.
That's a full-blown Gibbons there, buddy.
It's a full-blown. So yeah, that's Charlie. Me, buddy. Full bar Charlie. Before we head into what we've been playing, you had a little question, actually, didn't you? Like a little point of discussion before we head in there.
Well, yeah, because obviously I only play one game now, and forevermore it seems like. I was just thinking about, like, you know how we've been saying there's not many games and things coming out that we really are excited for. The only thing that's left really is GT Sport or whatever, and I'm just umming and ahhing over that because I still haven't even, I think I've only played like 3 or 4 races on Project Cars now. And I don't know. I don't know if I need to get another racing game so soon. Maybe possibly wait for this to pop into a sale. It depends how desperate you are to get your hands on this. That was what I was thinking.
I would agree with you that we don't need another racing game. I would also say that if this is the only game we're going to buy in the next 3 months, then we might as well just take the plunge.
That's also true.
But there are some sort of indie titles and stuff on the way that I quite like the look of. So I think we will prop up our spending with some of the smaller titles.
Mine earlier, I don't know. The only thing I'm thinking about is, possibly with Assassin's Creed being good. I never know.
Could be.
I've spoken about having a hankering to get back into one of those games recently, or in the past anyway. Don't know about this Star Wars Battlefront 2. Maybe because the beta's on in a couple of days, maybe we're going to enjoy that, and maybe we're going to want to buy that. And I think that's like 60 quid on the store, which is stupid.
Yeah, I thought I'd piked that off the Hong Kong store.
I know, I tried that as well.
It wasn't having it.
No, it wasn't having it at all, which was a shame. So I just don't know about GT Sport at the moment. Well, for me anyway, because I'm really struggling to find games that I want to play. Obviously, with Destiny, I've got into this clan and everything now, which has been fantastic because it's I'm getting to go through all the nightfalls every week. I'm having a good run at the raid. I mean, we might as well just turn this into what we've been playing right now.
Yeah, I think we should. We should probably head in there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah.
So please continue, buddy.
So and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself in this slimmed down MMO kind of game. It's keeping me busy, and I don't know. I just feel like there's a massive lull at the moment. I'm looking at my back catalogue of games, thinking The Witcher 3. Maybe it's time to dabble into that again and actually try and progress a bit or something like that. And I just don't know. There's nothing that's exciting me, and I don't get it. There's something wrong going on. Is it me, or is it anyone else feeling like this with the games releases that are coming out for the rest of the year? I just don't know.
Well, yeah, that'd be a good one to get in touch with us and let us know if you feel the same. I think the biggest problem with the autumn period this time round is that they're really dining off of the franchises.
Yeah, totally. And do I want that? I mean,
it's the excitement of stuff like Horizon.
See, I was looking
it's gone early in the year.
And one of the options I'm thinking, maybe I'll pick up the Horizon DLC now because I really enjoyed that game, and maybe enough time has passed for me to go back into there. Chuck £15 down or whatever it is, and sweet, I'll get another 6-8 hours out of it. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, we're coming at it from different places. You're only playing one game at the moment, and I'm on average playing 10 a week. So, for me, I'm more than happy to just keep buying stuff because I'm playing it. And I can understand if you aren't playing the stuff we already have, then why would you want to buy more? I can completely understand that. And on top of that, if you're never going to play these racing games solo, if the only time you're going to play them is on a game night,
totally,
then it's perhaps not the sort of game that we should be sharing the cost of because we're just not going to get to it,
Yeah, possibly.
PJ hasn't jumped in on Project Cars. He certainly won't, therefore, jump in on GT Sport, I would imagine. And I'd imagine Fun could be reluctant to as well. So it's one of those. I mean, I would play the shit out of it. That's the thing. But I certainly wouldn't suggest that we all get it because I don't know if we'll play it. It's very, very good. I played the closed beta, NDA fuck you. It's a very, very good game. I would like to get it because I like racing games. But, maybe it's the sort of one that I pick up on, when it goes down 35 on Price Runner on disc or something rather than...
Well, I'm still saying, I'd quite like to own that game and play it at some point. I don't know. I don't see a need for it right now.
There's no need for anything.
Well, obviously.
We've got 200 titles and hard drives full of games. There's no need for anything.
Totally, I understand that. But for another new racing game kind of thing, that's all I was suggesting. I just don't know. But yeah, you're right. Who cares?
It's one of those.
Yeah, it's
like
stupid.
you're not going to play F1 solo. You're not going to play Project Cars 2 solo.
No.
Like it's and there's only so many hours in a game night.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was always going to be a difficult proposition. The number of racing games coming out, even for diehard racing games fans, even for people like me who I love racing games and I probably would buy all of them. I've barely touched the surface on Project Cars 2, and I haven't even started a career on Formula 1. So I can totally see where you're coming from. I suspect that by the time it comes out, having not bought anything for like a month and with nothing on the horizon, we might just buckle.
Yeah,
but we'll
totally.
See how we go.
We'll see what happens on that front. But, it was just a thought I was having. I'm just like, I don't know.
Worth talking about, definitely.
Yeah, man. Destiny 2, the faction rally ended. Space Goths won. Whoop-de fucking do, Basil. That's great.
Well done, them.
Yeah, I'm still really enjoying this game. I've got my 2 guys up to like high 280s now, hitting that 290 soon. I'm fucking loving it. I haven't really progressed any more with my hunter, so when I get a chance, I'll crack on with him. But I'm just loving this game. I can't stop playing it. I just enjoy the rinse repeat kind of style of it, and it's cool. And I've met some really nice guys actually from the clan and stuff, which has been really cool.
That's really good news, because obviously when it's always feels a bit weird like putting yourself out there like that, doesn't it? And you have to kind of be like, okay, this is going to be a little bit awkward for a bit perhaps, but it sounds like you've really landed on your feet in that regard, and you've found some really cool people to play the game with.
Yeah, new friends.
Destiny
friends.
You're my friend.
So yeah, apart from Destiny, I've played a bit of Pez with you, but I guess we'll talk about that at the end. So, buddy, how's the SNES Mini? Have you sold it? What's the verdict?
I have played it.
Oh, he's played it.
And I'm going to sell it.
He's going to sell it, yeah.
I'm going to sell it as new.
Nice, okay. How comes?
Because the way that fucking thing is packaged...
Yep.
means that you can completely remove it from all of its packaging.
Yeah.
You can play it, and then you can put it back exactly as you found it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. All of the packaging that it comes in, all of the bags.
There wasn't like a security tag on it.
No security tag, not even like a sticker over the corner of nothing. Absolutely nothing. The bags inside that the controllers are in and the console is in, they aren't sealed bags, they're just foam with the open ends.
Yeah.
So yeah, we played it for the weekend, and we had a really good time, but ultimately decided that it was going to be a fad that we wouldn't play for very long.
Yeah.
And therefore, it was ridiculous to keep hold of it when we could make a bit on it come Christmas and maybe pay for some Christmas presents. So,
yeah, totally.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to sit on it for now. They're going for $130, $140 at the moment on eBay.
Yeah.
I would imagine, come sort of 15th of December,
up. Yeah, of course
you're probably talking $170, $180, and we'll cash in.
Yeah, nice. Might as well. Why not?
But yeah, we played like 10, 12 of the games on there. There's 21 on there.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing about it, and something that I didn't anticipate for some reason, I should probably know my missus better than this, but she has no nostalgia whatsoever for the Super Nintendo. Like, absolutely none. She never played it. She never had one. Like, she's a bit younger than us.
Yeah.
And her first like proper console was like PS1.
That's crazy.
And she just didn't. She'd never played Super Mario World.
Did you slap her?
She'd never played it, and she was terrible at it. Absolutely atrociously bad.
How could you be bad at that game? It's so simple.
Hard. It's really hard.
Bullshit.
That game is really, really hard because the jumping is weird, and you can die really, really easily. It's tough. It's tougher than I remember, and I probably completed it last maybe 5 or 6 years ago on like a ROM.
Yeah.
It's really, really, it's rock hard, and all these fucking games just absolutely rock hard. We played Mario Kart actually. That's really good. But the way that the scenery and everything works, it kind of a bit like mangles your eyeballs a little bit, I have to say. Because it's so blocky in the background, and the way they did it with it sort of the whole world span, it wasn't actually 3D. And then the weirdest thing about Mario Kart, and I'd forgotten this as well, is in single player, it's still not full screen. And I'd completely forgotten that. The bottom half is a map.
Yeah, totally.
And then in 2-player, it's just, split screen, horizontal. But fantastic games. I played through maybe the first sort of 10, 12 levels of Super Mario World. I've played that game so many times, but it's just brilliant. I think it's the best Mario game. I've always thought that.
I think, I agree with you there.
It's just absolute class apart. Everything about it, the way it's drawn, the art style, the map, the music, the diversity of it.
Yeah.
It's an absolute gem.
It's a stonker.
Played a bit of Donkey Kong. It's not really aged quite so well, but still a great game.
Yeah.
Bits and bobs. A bit of Star Fox. Got through the first couple of Star Fox missions so that it unlocked Star Fox 2. Had a go at that as well.
Nice.
Really, I can't moan about performance at all on these games. Obviously, it would be stupid.
Yeah.
But I reckon Star Fox runs at maybe 14, 15 frames per second.
Oh, that's beautiful.
As standard. And that is hard to look at. That is really, really hard to look at. Kind of looks a lot like Space Harrier, and with the slowdown of everything. But it's a great little device. It's really nicely made. It's very, very small. The controllers are perfect. They feel exactly like the old ones.
Oh,
awesome. They feel exactly as I remember them when I was 5.
Yeah.
And it was just a pleasure to load it up. The menu system's really nice. It's got a really interesting save state. That's I think they've taken a leaf out of the emulator world, to be honest.
Yeah.
So to save the game, you have 4 slots per game, and you're playing the game or whatever, and then you hit the reset on the console, and it snapshots exactly where you are, pulls you back to the game's menu, and then you can select one of the 4 slots to put that snapshot in. But it saves it like a video, so anytime if you load that up, then it plays from about 30-40 seconds before you saved it, and you're watching what you were doing before, and then you can just hit like play, and then it drops you back in, like in your video replay of where you were. It's very, very clever, completely seamless, and a really nice mechanic. It's very, very cool.
Awesome.
So, not much else to say. It's a load of SNES games, isn't it? Like, these are games that a lot of people will have grown up with. It's, I would imagine, probably the best way at this moment in time to play those old games. Like, I think so. I mean, I can't recommend the illegal route of emulators and ROMs, and the fact that this thing is so tiny, it runs off a USB.
Yeah. So
it's not even, you haven't even got to plug it in. I ran it off the PS4, so that's quite funny. And you can just pop it in your pocket and take it anywhere, and it's a horde of decent games on there. I think it's great. I think it's a tiny bit overpriced at 80. I think it's 70 RRP actually, but it's a lovely device, but there's no way, like, if the missus was well into all these games, there's at least like 10, 12 2-player games on there. We've played some Street Fighter 2 Turbo, by the way. Fucking
nice.
That game's still awesome.
Great game.
But yeah, I know what's going to happen in 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks' time. It just sits there, gathering dust. Eventually it moves from under the TV to a drawer because, it's so small, we can just pop it in here and get it out when we want to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's all over and it's gone, you know. I would like to have it if at some point I have children, I would like to force them through the fucking console history rather than letting them loose on whatever fucking smartphones on the horizon at the time.
Yeah, true.
But there's not going to be a shortage of these come next year anyway, and I could easily, sell this one for like double my money and then buy another one next year. So
See, I've this week I had one in my shopping basket. I can't remember what it was on Tesco or something like that, and I was very close to buying it. And then I was just like, no, I just don't need it in my life. But then I was like, hey, wait. Started looking at the Raspberry Pi, didn't I, buddy?
Yeah.
And
that's the other route you can go.
Yeah, so I spent a few hours researching into Raspberry Pis and how to get it all working. So with that, you can just get like a bootloader or whatever called RetroPie, and then off you go, really. Just install that on a micro SD card, chuck it in, and then, yeah. And the latest Raspberry Pis have all got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and stuff on there, which is pretty impressive. And I was looking at buying that 8BitDo wireless Pro controller, you know, like the SNES controller with the analogs. And I totaled it all up with like some heat sinks as well for the Raspberry Pi and a nice little case. It was about 80 quid, and I was like, it's very tempting. And I'm thinking now, possibly just getting one of these and just chucking like my favorite ROMs on, obviously, that I bought in the past and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I was thinking that'd be really nice to have, but it's like you say, like, will I use it? Will I go back and play these games? Because, you know, I've got the option to do it on everything, like you say, on your laptop, on your phone and stuff like that. And a couple of months ago I was playing like Pokemon whatever it was on the tablet. I had a great time. It was awesome. And I'm just thinking, yeah, maybe that could be like a nice little thing to have, but who knows, buddy? It might happen. I don't know yet. It depends. I might just like be like, yeah, I want this lot for Christmas, and then get various family members to pick it up for me or whatever.
That'd be a lovely Christmas present.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't it?
I was thinking that. I'd be like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, because it's something I kind of want, but I don't want to really buy it myself.
Yeah, I mean, I've got OpenMU installed on here and a few ROMs. We're looking to upgrade the TV in the coming months. At which point, I would imagine I'll be in a position where I can cast my MacBook straight onto the telescreen.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
And then at which point, I don't need to do anything. Like, I've got Bluetooth on the Mac. I could get any controller I want, or use PS4 ones.
Yeah, exactly. You can use that DualShock.
Don't even have to plug anything in. No. And I still don't think I would regularly do it.
I know, that's it, isn't it? It's that regular, like with obviously, because, you know, we've got such a back catalogue on the PlayStation anyway. Like, why would we bother? I don't know. Anyway, I digress, buddy. Computer games, video games, what have you.
I'll rattle through what I've played, because we've been here a while, and I've played quite a fair bit. What I will say this week, by the way, is I did load up Fallout 4.
Oh my god.
And it immediately added a 4 gig download to my downloads.
Nice.
And that was the end of that. But almost, buddy. Almost.
That was close. I think I deleted it last week because I ran out of space.
He went the other way there.
Yeah.
He went the other way. Yeah, almost. Maybe sometime. Uncharted 2. I've been playing. As part of the Nathan Drake collection.
How's it run with the remastered?
It's lovely.
Blah, blah, blah. Good.
Much, much, much better game than the first one.
Yes.
Looks way better. They've done a cracking job of the remaster once again. Just a fucking awesome story. Really cool game. Better characters in this one. Better set pieces. And a couple of rock hard sections that are complete bullshit and almost ruin things. But then that's Uncharted, I think, to be honest.
It is Uncharted. I love it. It's the best.
So yeah, spent a very long time on this train section. We've been on that for a while. But yeah, we're caning through it, man. We finished the first one, as you know, like last week, and I think we're about 55-60% of the way through, our save state says, on Uncharted 2. To be honest, the third one is the one that I'm looking forward to the most, because I haven't actually completed that on the Nathan Drake collection. I started it, but I'd been kind of a little bit burnt out. So the only way that I've actually played that to completion was on PS Now, before the remaster.
Not great.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Like all of that, those cool bits at the end, the plane bit, the desert bit. Like there's some great stuff in there. So yeah, we're just working our way through, and it's really fun. She does the climbing, I do the shooting. That's kind of how we. Kind of how we do it. So that's that. And with that in mind, we were like, what else have I got in the library? What have I got in the arsenal that I haven't played? And Infamous Second Son popped up. Now, the missus actually completed First Light, and she really liked it. I've always had a bit of a thing where I'm not interested, really. I played a bit of First Light, and I was like, yeah, I get it. They're trying to do Crackdown. Like, that's fine. It's a bit harsh, because obviously I think they got there first with their first game. This was like, a part of a series, but similar sort of vein. But yeah, like this is really good. I don't know if you've played this yet. I think everyone got this on PS Plus a couple of months back. This is a great game, and it still looks the shit. It still looks really, really good. Yeah. And this game's 4 years old now. Like this was a launch title, or very shortly afterwards. I think the console launched in November, and this launched in February, March time. I'm really enjoying it. It's an interesting story, and it's very well acted and put together. It's very stylish, and the controls. He's a little bit manic, like the way that he sort of moves and runs about. But to be honest, we're kind of used to that because we've been playing Uncharted. Old Mr. Bounce off every fucking wall boy. So yeah, it's very cool. I like all the powers that you've got, and the way that you can kind of suck your way up through chimneys and all sorts of things like that. So
like Santa.
Like Santa, yes. This totally passed me by when it came out. I never took any interest. We never even came close to buying it, I don't think.
No, not at all.
And then we got given it a couple of months ago. But yeah, really enjoying it. Probably about, I don't know, hour and a half in, 2 hours in, something like that. And just got to sort of the first open world section, which tends to be the point at which I maybe fall away from games like this. So I guess we'll see. If I'm talking about it next week, then it went well. And if I'm not, we'll never speak of this again.
That will happen.
So there we go. Ratchet and Clank. Is that what I mean? No, that's
Jack and Dexter.
Jack and Daxter. Jack and Daxter. Sorry,
that's the other one.
I can't imagine why I got those two series confused. There's absolutely nothing similar about them at all.
Nothing?
No, nothing at all.
Are you sure?
Jack and Daxter is a game that we got free when we bought Uncharted The Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
And it's an old PS2 platformer. And it's... I don't think it's that great. At the time, I would imagine it was fine.
Yeah.
But the missus has been stealth playing it every morning. She's a very early riser. She's been waking up at 6 a.m, which is about, hour and a quarter before I get up.
Yeah.
And playing this fucking Jack and Daxter game. And I didn't know that this was happening until I suddenly noticed. I fired up my console the other day, and at 6:48 the following morning, I'd apparently unlocked a trophy for collecting all these like pineapples or some bullshit.
I love pineapples.
So yeah, she's been playing that, and I watched a bit of it and was like, "This is balls!" Like, but yeah, that was her era. That was her Super Mario World, like Spyro, and that sort of game. I suppose Mario 64 as well.
Yeah.
So fair enough.
Yeah.
Pez My Club, which is the Ultimate Team bit of Pez. Is still complete bullshit. I fired it up because we can play as the team that I create with our co-op leagues.
Yeah.
Funk's now picked up Pez as well. Take note, Octopizzle. And yeah, so it's just bullshit. Like, it's all gated, it's all by coins, by packs, by this, by that. But the difference between this and Ultimate Team is on Ultimate Team you really can go after specific players in a meaningful way and mould a team that you actually want to create, and this is so much more random than that. Like, I know you're still opening packs and stuff, but the whole marketplace system on Pez just isn't there, so you just end up with a team of fucking whoever, like whatever. So I don't see any merit to it at all, and we're better off staying away from it anyway, because whenever we've played against other people's My Club teams, they've all been like superstar, 5-star, like 99 players and stuff.
It's been absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
waste of time.
That one game, I think we lost it like 5-2 or 6-2. But like our play, like we absolutely played them off the pitch, and that goal that we scored where we passed it like about 4 or 5 times whilst walking into the box, like just, oh God, I pissed myself so much. It was so funny, but they were just getting all kinds of like parries off the keeper and shots from long distance, and we were just like, we just can't do that. Our team is just not good enough.
They just had more dexterity. Like the players could move more quickly and pick up the ball more quickly, and they shoot better, and just classic like Ultimate Team problems. But that goal we scored. We played 3 passes in the 6-yard box in the lead up to that goal. That's how close we were into goal.
Hilarious.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was great.
So we won't be bothering with that, but we will be playing co-op PES some more with now that the Funk's picked it up. And we also played a bit of it this week, didn't we? We played a bit of the sort of standard co-op mode, and man, it's really good. This game's really good.
When we had one game where it was 3-on-2, and I felt the pressure there. We've just tackled them like in our area, and then suddenly having three guys like chasing you down, and you haven't really got anywhere to go. It is a bit intense when you are outnumbered like that. But all the 2-on-2 games that we played, they were awesome. They were so much fun, and because we've played football games together for 15 years, I don't know. Yeah, must be about 15 years.
Gotta be.
We know pretty much exactly what we're going to be doing and where to be looking, so we can quite easily nip the ball around and stuff like that, which you can pick teams apart if you're a good team, which is good.
Yeah, it works like football should, and that's the beauty of it. And I think it's just going to be strength to strength, because we played at least one version of PES where basically every time we played against anyone, and on FIFA a couple of times, me and Funk used to any. So we've got a great understanding together as well. So as a trio tonight, I'm really excited to see how it goes. It's going to be very, very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
Pure blown gibbon, buddy. Nice. And finally, Project Cars 2. Been playing a little bit of that.
Nice.
But I talked about that a lot last week, so I'm not going to bother. But it's brilliant. It's a fucking fantastic game. I've slowly been turning the assists up and down to try and get a sweet spot, because I think, as I explained before, I couldn't drive at all, and then I found the assists from the last year's game, and then I could drive really well, but it felt too easy. So
that'll happen.
Still tinkering.
Has there been any patches or anything out for that yet? Do you know?
No, I haven't seen anything come through, which is, there are some glaring problems there. That the career mode's got all sorts of issues with it. But crucially, the multiplayer has been rock solid. I played some races against numpties earlier in the week. Yeah. And as expected, loads of douchebags on there just crashing into each other. But it does have a penalty points system this year. So if you pick up lots of penalties in a race, then they are attributed to your profile.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
So you can play against people who it literally distinguishes people who cut corners, crash, all of these things.
Yeah.
And you can actually see who's a dickhead and who isn't. It's completely transparent, which is fantastic. Nice. And it means that you can set thresholds when you're creating rooms. That means that douchebags can't even enter the room at all, which is how it should be. I'm hearing reports that Forza haven't done that, and there's all sorts of online problems there. Just like sim racers who are unable to have a good race because of the volume of dickheads, and there's been no attempt to segregate them. So it's always a toss-up, isn't it, when you're a developer?
Yeah.
It's the old EA problem. It's the FIFA Pro Clubs problem. They don't punish the dickheads because they just want everyone to buy the thing. And it ruins it for the people who want to play a good game of football. And this is kind of the same thing. But slightly madder having none of it, buddy.
Well, that's it's like a breath of fresh air or whatever, isn't it? In these games where, the game is completely ruined if there's like one or two of these guys in there just trying to make your life a living hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like first race I was in, some guy like first bend at I think it was Monza actually. Just didn't brake, just straight into everyone. Massive pile up, pointless.
One ledge.
But he'll only be able to do that for so long, and and then you'll never have to spend any time with him again. And that's the way it should be.
Nice.
Yeah, so there you go, buddy. That's my lorry load of games to offset your one game. Between us, we've played a shit ton.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know if mine will change for next week. Maybe I'll get bored of it, but I doubt it very much.
And worth noting, I have played Destiny this week.
Yes.
For one evening, and that was cool.
Yeah, smashed it. You went up by like 14 light or something, didn't you?
I did, yeah. 14 light in maybe like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was good. I was
quite lucky with drops and stuff there.
Yeah, man. And you obviously had the guru telling you, right, we need to do this, this, and this to get you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was relaxing enough. It was fun enough. It's a fun shooter, but it's just not gonna have the longevity for me.
That's just where it ends, doesn't it? Really.
Well, it ends when you don't give a fuck about the loot anymore. When you don't see that number going up as progression.
Yeah.
Then you have a problem.
Totally.
And I think it's fair to say I have a problem. So there we go. But hey, buddy, horses for courses and so on.
Indeed.
And on that note, I think it's probably time to move on.
Gibbons.
And now it's time for the news. Number one. Number Wang. Red Dead Redemption 2 story trailer released, buddy. Have you watched this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Just a story trailer, isn't it?
Yeah, characters.
Yeah. Well, it looks cool. Although graphically not as cool as I was perhaps expecting.
There might be some issues there.
Is that fair?
We'll see what happens with that in due course time.
Didn't really see any gameplay.
That's the thing.
It looked in engine, which is cool. But it looked suspiciously like the GTA 5 engine.
Yeah.
With some bells and whistles. Amazing facial expression stuff, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful game. And no mention of the Red Dead Online, I suppose it'll be called.
I guess.
But yeah, either way, exciting times, because that'd be cool. I just hope that they... I think that it was really good that they led with that, because I think a lot of people might be thinking, with the success of GTA Online...
it's just going to be an online kind of thing.
Are they going to bother with like a proper... Because GTA 5's story is wonderful. Like, it's a brilliant single-player game.
The way it's all intertwined, and like you can... take like you have kind of a bit of a free roam there as well, which is good. So you can do a certain character's missions before another's, or however you want, which is really cool. So it'd be I don't know if they've actually said that you're gonna be able to play as multiple characters in this one or not. I don't know.
It's not been mentioned yet, but there's every chance
that that would be the case, because I thought that was awesome in obviously GTA 5. The fact that there is going to be a story in this is wicked. I love GTA 5 story missions. I really, really enjoyed Red Dead Redemption, the storyline in that. Obviously, there wasn't any other mode in that, really, apart from just like fuck about and shoot people, which was ace. That was always fun. So yeah, this is a game that I know that I'm just going to pre-order it, because it's going to be good. Even if there's some issues at the beginning, like the single player is gonna be solid. It always is. So you're gonna be fine there. And then, I mean, if they're using the fundamental design of GTA Online, then surely they've got the foundations there for it to run smoothly for when that game is released.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
I'm not. I haven't got any worries about it because they've already pushed the date back already. So that's like, yeah, that's cool. Just make the game, get it done, get it out. I want it. No, enough said. Really.
I don't know that they've made a bad game.
I doubt it very much.
I can't think of one. So.
Oh, what? Rockstar?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, some of the GTA, like Chinatown Wars or whatever it was, I'd never really enjoyed that much.
Yeah, it's not a proper release from them, though, is it? That you don't know what studios made that exactly. But.
I mean, I had Manhunt. I didn't really get into that much. That was a Rockstar game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I quite liked that. I mean, it wasn't a bad game. Regardless, it was just do you like it or do you not, kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Did you ever play Bully? That was funny.
Yeah, I liked Bully.
Yeah, that was good.
Fucking Midnight Club, mate.
Gonna have to do a top 5 Rockstar games, aren't we?
Midnight Club was awesome.
Yeah, man. A wicked game.
We played the shit out of that on the original Xbox.
Yeah. Fucking obviously, Rockstar presents Table Tennis, mate. Great game.
I'm just looking down. I'm looking through now. Obviously, some of them they published rather than actually.
Yes. Yeah,
there's some Remedy. Max Payne in here, and but yeah, Oni, Wild Metal, Thrasher Skate and Destroy.
Ah, fucking don't. That's amazing. That game. One of the best of all time skateboard games.
Smuggler's Run. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good games.
Seriously. What dev? All about it.
Beautiful. Well, either way, exciting times, and we keep our peepers open for news on that one, buddy.
Gibbons.
Number 2, got some FIFA news. Obviously, this was the first week that it had been out. Came out last Friday, so obviously topped the charts, as you'd expect, especially in a week where nothing else came up. I don't think anything else came out, so that's fine. FIFA 18 physical sales are down 25% versus last year's release, which sounds bad.
But I'm sure they'll be fine.
It's fine because
the digital sales were...
Yeah, that's one of them. And then the other thing is that FIFA 17 launched on a Tuesday, whereas FIFA 18 launched on a Friday. So those sales are for 3 less days than last year's release as well.
Oh,
so between the two things, obviously headline makers were like, oh, the sales are down 25%. But no. Absolutely fine. 97% of copies were sold on the PS4 and Xbox One. I thought that was quite high.
That's really high.
Yeah. So
the majority of people that play games or buy, obviously, FIFA have upgraded to next gen or the current gen now.
3% of sales were 360, PS3, and Switch. So
fucking Switch.
There you go. 3% there.
It's time to get one now that FIFA's on it, buddy.
Bit of a nightmare, apparently, the old Switch on.
Yeah, there's been some
FIFA
issues.
on the Switch.
It's not
everything.
great.
Every mode is missing, and the online play doesn't work. Apparently, you can't play with friends at all.
Well done, Nintendo.
It's not got proper matchmaking, so you just have to play some dude. Good stuff.
Yeah, just
good
sure.
stuff. It's 2017, for fuck's sake. Anyway,
let's use a mobile app for chat.
FIFA's also been in the news this week because of a change that they patched into the online, buddy. So you can now see which player your opponent is controlling, and you couldn't before. Now, in PES you can see it, and you always have been able to, as far as I'm aware. But people are going nuts about this. In the past, you were playing someone online and you couldn't see the cursor above the head of the player that they were controlling. So you didn't know which one they were controlling. When you came up against a defender, you didn't know if that was the AI or if it was a human. But people are losing their shit now because FIFA players are used to not having this information. And now that it's there, people are saying it's ruining online. There's whole Reddit threads about this because it would appear, and this doesn't seem to be something that happens quite so much on PES, that FIFA players playing like online tend to leave the defense, as in not control the defense.
Oh, at all?
At all. Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay.
So on the odd occasion when they do at this point, like it's often wingbacks and stuff. People can kind of play around them now, and people are finding that the game that you can cheese this game now online by just keeping the ball away from the human player. Because it's on such a fucking rigid track anyway.
Yeah, totally.
Just, you can spray it out to the other wing, just keep it away from the player. And, the debate is raging, but...
Fucking well played, EA.
So I think it's there to stay, but lots and lots of people saying it's ruining online mode.
Just be better at
maybe they're just whiny little bitches, I don't know.
Yeah, I reckon so. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe EA just need to make a better game, because PES you've always been able to see the player.
Yeah, totally. I've never really
there.
thought about it like that, to be honest.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is. That's very, very strange. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I guess, if it was never there and you were used to playing like that, then obviously it would be a big thing. And the fact that, like you say, you can kind of like choose the game now, that's...
Yeah, I mean, you could always see which player it was if they were on the ball.
Yes.
But if they weren't, then you couldn't. So...
Well, there you go.
Strange. Anyway, we'll move on. Some sort of golden Scylla moment here, buddy.
No.
Surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Sony announces updated VR headset. Now...
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
What's it been out a year by now? Something like that must be.
Something like that, yeah.
Yep.
So I've got a little press release from Sony here, buddy.
Nice. I like it.
And they say this. The new version, model number CUHZVR2.
Oh, the 2.
Catchy.
Yep.
Features an updated design that enables stereo headphone cables to be integrated with the VR headset, and a slimmer, streamlined connection cable. There's also an updated processor unit that supports HDR pass-through, enabling users to enjoy HDR-compatible PS4 content on the TV without having to disconnect the processor unit between the TV and the PS4 system. The function can be used only when the VR headset is turned off. Yeah, that was a major flaw in the original design.
Ridiculous, wasn't it, when that came out? And they were like, you have to unplug this if you want HDR. It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah. And it hasn't really... I guess it hasn't come up for that many people, because I think that the attachment rate to 4K is slower than expected. But obviously, at the same time, it was such a stupid thing, wasn't it?
Fucking clown shoes.
So I guess they're tethered to the processing power of the PS4, so that it was unlikely that there was going to be they were not going to up-res a screen that can only display at a fairly low resolution anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is talk of a faster processor in this thing, and that may well make a difference. But I guess if they're just going to iterate on the headset like they're iterating on the consoles, I guess that kind of makes sense, doesn't it, to be honest?
Yeah,
unless you're a consumer, because fuck you. But
yeah, I mean, the thing for me is like the integrated like headphones and stuff like that or whatever. I think that's I mean that's the biggest like design change, I think, from the original one.
It's the thing you'll notice the most.
Yeah, which is good. It's meant to be a bit lighter as well, I think.
Yeah, it is. And no official release date yet, but the price will be the same as the current one.
Yeah, of course it will be. And they've started doing like bundaroos where you can get the camera and the fucking bobbly ball hand control.
Oh yeah, the wand or whatever.
Yeah, wands. Sure.
You know, if that thing goes down to a certain price, I'd very likely take the plunge.
Yeah, they've integrated better like movie watching and stuff on it now, apparently, as well.
I just want it for the races, man. I just want it for the racing games.
Obviously, yeah. But I'm just thinking about other things that you can do in it. But yeah, racing games on that would just be awesome, wouldn't they?
Project Cars 2's apparently brilliant in VR.
Yeah.
And with my wheel set up as well, I can literally be that cunt. So
yeah, man, totally. Why wouldn't you be?
Pretty tempting. See how low it goes, and it'll be pushed down even further with the release of a newer one.
Yeah, hopefully. Who knows? We'll see.
Staying with Sony, buddy. Andrew the House has left Sony after 27 years. I don't know if they called him that, but I did, buddy.
Yeah.
So
I think they called him Brick.
They called him House.
Yeah.
Yeah. His deputy, who was John Cadera, who was someone who joined Sony in 1992, he's going to be Andrew House's replacement, buddy.
Yeah.
But I got a little tiny little statement from Andrew the House, which I'll read to you now. I shall always treasure the friendships and people that have made SIE such a wonderful place, and I shall always... and I'm also grateful to PlayStation fans and gamers around the world for their loyalty and support. John and the team at SIE are world class, and I know the future of PlayStation is very bright. So, fair play. That guy was pretty amazing, mate. To be honest. He's kind of steered them back to the top. Was also kind of responsible for a lot of the big sort of relationships that they have between the West and Japan, I suppose. And
yeah.
Pretty impressive dude. Always carried himself pretty well. And somehow kind of, despite being a bit corporate, sort of got away with it on a stage, which you can't really say about many of them. So
that's true.
So there we go. Couple more things. I suppose I'll chuck this PUBG thing in as well, because it's also Sony related. PUBG, rumours that there are talks taking place with Sony at this moment in time. But nothing conclusive at this point. I suppose it's kind of to be expected, isn't it?
Yeah, you would hope that there'd be in some sort of talks to get them... get that game involved on more platforms, so obviously we can play it.
Yep, it'll be next year, I reckon. But I'm not sure when. The only other news from PUBG is that the terrible server situation with that game on PC at the moment. They've just been completely overwhelmed by the number of sales they've made by the looks of things. They've got problems worldwide, at their worst in Asia, which they've been kind of working to remedy. But I kind of think it's maybe fair enough, buddy. Like, they've sold so many copies. They couldn't possibly have predicted that it was going to be the hit that it's been. And
yeah, totally.
The sort of mega infrastructure, like they're outscoring Dota for concurrent users,
It's mental. They've cornered it, mate. It's amazing.
It's incredible, but the sort of, like, imagine the server farms, imagine the hosting fees, like the amount of infrastructure that needs to be there that probably wasn't, that they've just been having to, like, cobble together as quickly as possible. It's also worth remembering this game is still an early access title at this moment in time.
Yeah.
and therefore, I think probably all of that, buddy, fair enough. Don't normally stick up for this sort of thing, but I think I will here.
Gibbons.
So finally from me, buddy, before I hand over to you for my favourite section, really interesting little article and set of videos on Eurogamer this week from founder of Traveller's Tales, John Burton, who did a lot of development work throughout the 90s for the Mega Drive. And he was talking about his time in developing Mega Drive games and the stringent sort of bug and review process that Sega had in place to get a game on that console. It was like a 35-point like QA thing that Sega did themselves.
Yeah.
After you'd QA'd it, and if it failed on any of them, like it failed on the 33rd one, then they just sent it back. And you had to submit a new code and go through the whole process again. And it would take weeks
to
get a game verified by Sega. So I'll paraphrase very quickly. Go and find the video. If you're into video games at all, especially that sort of 16-bit era, then I think you'll get a kick out of this. But basically, he had it set up so that whenever a game glitched out or there was a bug of any kind, it would spit back to a page that would reference a line of code with a bug sort of number attributed to it. And he could make it do that. So if there's a bug, if the sound fucks up and then it freezes, then it'll kick you back to a page and say, like, sound bug. if there's some sort of video glitch or, whatever it is, it's just a way of helping him identify the problem. And he did this for several games. Yeah. And then he suddenly realized, hang on a minute, what if I made these, like, I've got the power to kick it back to somewhere when it glitches out, when there's a bug. So why not make those pages that it kicks back to seem like legitimate parts of the game? Maybe then it will pass its way through the QA process and we can get the thing fucking released a bit quicker. Yeah. So he did this on several games, including a Toy Story game that they made, where literally it would just come up saying it was like an Easter egg. And then finally he worked on Sonic 3D, which is a game that I actually loved. Like, it was a fairly late Mega Drive game. I thought it was fucking brilliant at the time. I was amazed by the graphics on it. But there's famously always been this glitch or cheat or Easter egg, whatever you want to call it, where if you waggle the cartridge, the Sonic 3D cartridge, then eventually it'll kick you to a level select. It'll say, congratulations, you found the secret level select screen. And then you can pick a level from there. Well, it turns out that isn't an Easter egg at all. Every single bug that was referenced in Sonic 3D, he said it to kick back to a level select screen saying, congratulations, you found the level select. So it just seemed like an Easter egg. And it got them through QA with Sega and got the game released before it was properly working. So yeah,
that's real good.
He's got several videos and they're really quite interesting, quite funny insight into sort of the sort of ghetto way that the industry was back then, when you couldn't apply a day one patch, buddy.
Obviously, yeah.
So yeah, John Burton, Traveller's Tales. Look him up on YouTube. It's got some really cool stuff there. I've been watching a fair bit of it today, and very, very cool.
Nice, buddy. I'll have to check it out.
So very wordy news from me, buddy. I think I need a little break and a little sip of beer, so I think it's time to hand over to you for my favourite section, of course, and I'm sure the listeners as well, buddy. It's Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. So we're going to quickly just go back to PUBG right now. We were saying how Sony were in talks with whatever, blah, 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 exclusivity. Apparently, Microsoft are seeking to extend its console's exclusivity period. According to Bloomberg, they came out and there was some kind of interview saying, blah, blah, blah. Fairly familiar with the matter. I believe that Microsoft is bargaining to have the game as an exclusive until at least the middle of 2018.
Well, I didn't expect it to come out before then anyway.
I know,
to be
that's
honest.
what I was like. I was like, oh, fair dues.
But that does suggest that
it could come out before.
It could come out in a month, you know?
Yeah, which kind of got me excited a little bit more for it.
I don't know what their relationship's like with Xbox, and you know, maybe the Xbox have been great to them.
Probably just chucked them a load of money.
I have to say, they've made an absolute fuck ton of money without Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are, 90 million PS4s out in the wild?
Yeah, exactly.
Why on earth would they sign that?
They must have been getting a shit ton of money.
It'd have to be an astronomical amount of money from Microsoft. I mean, it is Microsoft, and maybe they could... It just seems like a waste of money to me. Like... I don't know, man. It depends when it could be ready for PlayStation. That's the big question.
Yeah, there is that as well, isn't there? So who knows?
Maybe. I mean, it kind of makes me think, and I'm speculating wildly here.
Yeah,
it makes me think that it's coming out before Christmas on PlayStation, and Microsoft are trying to stop that from happening in the lead up to the console sales of the Christmas period. If Microsoft could make sure that the biggest game on earth right now doesn't come out on that console before Christmas,
then
maybe it's worth the money. But
totally. And obviously it'll drive sales of the Xbox One X as well. You know,
massively. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, PS4 firmware 5.0 is out. Yay!
Yay!
Family settings are available now, which are a big deal for people with families. So instead of being able to just set your whole console to restrict games up to the age of whatever, you can now do this account-wise, which fucking just makes sense. I don't know why that
should have been there in the first place.
I know. Another nice little thing is you can make little folders for your friends, so I can make my Destiny Friends folder.
Yeah, I'm going to make a folder with just you in.
Yeah, and call it cunt. I love it. Lovely jubbly. So we were talking earlier, obviously, about the PSVR hardware upgrades. Guess what, buddy? The PS4 Pro's getting a very minor hardware tweak as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not really, though. It's getting a new SKU code or whatever, so that means that something's getting changed, but more than likely what is happening is they're finding cheaper, smaller parts, as, you know, all consoles do.
Yeah,
so
but they can't necessarily sneak it through as an identical product because of
exactly
a level of change.
Yeah, so nothing is changing within like the power and everything there. So you never know what this might do is actually drive down the price of the Pro when the new one comes out, because the parts are just going to be cheaper. Hopefully, that would be nice.
Indeed, it would.
Maybe then they'd start supporting it a bit more.
That'd be nice.
Staying once again with Sony here. Don't know if you've seen this week, but Sony or PlayStation, you know, they've announced a credit card.
Yay!
Get that Sony PlayStation credit card and earn rewards such as, I think it was like half price PS Plus if you spend over $3,500 or something stupid like that. You know, easily done when you go out and buy Hoovers every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you're going to use a credit card, I mean, I don't know how competitive it is, but...
Nah, I didn't look into that. But it's only available in the US, buddy, so we're fucked anyway. So.
Bastards.
I know, they get all the nice things.
Yeah, like PS View and all that sort of thing. Bullshit.
I saw some of the Call of Duty World War II open beta, because the PC version of that kicked off the other weekend. And apparently, yes, it's full of hackers, like Counter-Strike Go hackers style, where it's instant headshots. And
awesome!
I saw a couple of videos. I was like, wow, they're really good at hitting people in the head. So this just made me think of, because obviously Destiny 2 is coming out on PC soon. Is that going to be happening in there as well? You know, like it might be really nice having all this like lovely framework and 4K texturing and everything that's glorious about that game, but it could quite easily be ruined by hackers
and glitches and so on.
Yeah, exactly. It's PC, mate. Danger.
Yeah, here's one of the few positives to being in a sort of enclosed kind of thing. Like you are with the consoles.
Exactly. News on Destiny 1. You know, just taking it back there 3 years ago. Yeah. The PlayStation exclusive content for Taken King and Rise of Iron. You can finally play that on Xbox One now, buddies.
Cool. What a massive fuck you to Microsoft there.
Yeah,
like.
I thought that was quite funny. It was just like, wow, cool. You can't have this exclusive content until the next one comes out.
No Destiny fan is going to go back and play that now.
You'd say that, but probably.
You've already got your new characters and the progression doesn't stay.
Yeah, but there's new loot in the previous game. You need to go get it, mate.
Fuck
I've been tempted to go back and do some of the raids, to be honest, recently after having so much fun with this one.
You've got to find... I suppose maybe some of your
fucking Dad Clan.
Some of your Dad Clan might get involved.
It's still active. Dad Clan are still playing that game. I'm like, tempted.
Fair enough.
Try and get one going. I don't know. Probably not. Like, just do the Vault of Glass or something. Never got to do it, mate. Upsetting. Sad face.
The moment's
finally,
passed.
buddy. Finally. This is a nice one. I mean, what's the date today? It is the 5th, 4th or something, isn't it?
It's the 4th today, buddy.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, cool. The pod will be out for this. So, on the 9th of October, you will be able to download a 4-day Gran Turismo Sport demo. There you go.
Maybe that'll inform your decision as to whether we should buy it or not, buddy.
Possibly. We shall see.
I'll play that.
It features sport, campaign, and arcade mode, so it'll be a bit more in depth than the beta was.
Yeah, the closed beta was just sport mode, so it's just specifically timed races. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing. That game's the thing that I love about that game the most is that it's come on so far from when it was first announced and shown. It looked fucking dreadful. It really looked really bad.
Total ball bags.
Yeah, they've really come on leaps and bounds. It's a really really nice looking game, and obviously I will download and play that.
Yeah, me too, buddy. So that's me done for this week. Yeah, that's about it. Like we said, we tried to get that Battlefront 2 beta going, but unfortunately, I'm not pre-ordering that game just to play on the beta. I mean, I have done it for previous games in the past, but fuck that, I just don't like the look of it. It looks ball bags.
Agreed,
I don't trust
buddy.
it. But hopefully we should get on the open beta, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe. Try and get someone on game night, I reckon. Maybe depends if everyone else is up for it, really. We'll see.
Maybe.
So that's it, buddy. Me done for the news. You done for the news? Yeah?
Yeah, buddy. That was your news right there. Thanks so much for it. It was my news as well, of course. And that was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
That's Out This Week, buddy. What have we got this week that I can spend my hard-earned dollar bills on, yo?
We've got Middle-earth: Shadow of War. That's the big release this week. It's
sad face.
Yeah, masses of controversy surrounding this because of all of the nonsense decisions that have been made.
Stupidity.
Just awful.
And
it's disappointing because it looks like a really cool game, but I've said in the past I had very little interest in the first one, and I never really knew why. If there was any chance of me getting on board with this one, it is long gone now after basically having to report for the last 3 months all the fucking bullshit on our podcast. I'm just like, fuck, just take your game, put it in your asshole. I don't care about Shadow of War. I'll never play it, and I'll never buy it, and I won't give a fuck about it. Weird, but yeah, enjoy your loot boxes, cunts, because not for me.
No, buddy.
Not for me. They even remedied and resolved a lot of the decisions and problems, but the sort of game that's got like a fucking high-res PDF document of all the different fucking versions you can buy and the pre-order perks you get with them, just fucking AAA at its worst. Just do one. Absolutely do one. So also out this week, buddy, Age of Empires Definitive Edition on the PC. You fancy a bit of that? Nope. Arctica 1 on the Oculus Rift. Looks like a gallery shooting game, buddy. VR.
VR shoot. I mean, I saw bloody Microsoft or whoever it might have been. Who is it now? 343, is it, that do Halo?
Oh yeah, there's the Halo AR thing,
whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shooting gallery.
Quite novel though, like the way that they had you standing in a room looking at TV screens. So it's kind of like a mixed reality thing.
I don't like it.
You're not keen on that. It's 2 layers down, buddy. Yeah. It's Inception.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, this looks like a shooter, and people haven't really sussed out how to make a good shooter on VR when you can't walk around yet, and that remains an issue.
I know.
Also out this week, The Evil Within 2, bit of a sleeper hit on, I suppose it was probably 2 years ago now, something like that, maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, it must be about that.
I never played it. I was told it was pretty rough around the edges, but a lot of people kind of liked it in a sort of underground B-movie kind of sense. This is kind of crept up. I haven't seen any previews or anything about this. Always very suspicious, as someone who goes on a couple of gaming websites on a daily basis, to hear nothing about a game and then suddenly it's the week it's coming out. It might be nothing, buddies, but just saying hashtag. So
yeah,
there we go. That's out on PC, PS4 and Xbox One this week. And finally, Raid World War II is out this week, buddy. Some sort of 4-player co-op first-person shooter. It's not reviewed well on Steam. 6s, 5s and 6s. Yeah, like, ropey as fuck, watched the video. But I did think if it came out at like £6 or something, then maybe as a 4 it could be really fun. But I don't know. Maybe the drought that is the autumn is why I'm saying these things, buddy, and nothing more.
I'm just trying to find it now.
Raid.
Yeah.
World War II.
Raid colon. I'm all about those raid.
Loves to raid
raiders.
colons. Huge fan.
Colon raider. Looks like it's got some really bad VSync issues.
You ain't lying.
I ain't lying. I don't really. It looks like wartimey co-op shooting where you can see your team through walls with little outlines. I know Tom is a big fan of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Looks like Left 4 Dead, and by that I mean it literally looks like the shitty old graphics of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. If it's £6, I'll buy it.
I bet it'd be 30.
Yeah, it's going to be 30 quid. 25, 30 quid. No. Yeah, pass.
Just trying to find out if it's on the store yet. $29.99 a game.
Woo!
There you go.
Nice.
Anyway.
Bargain.
Yeah, perhaps not then. Either way, buddy. Not very much this week, but a couple of big ones. That is out this week.
That is out this week.
And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with Funk. Fuckwit Corner with Funk. He's got some questions. Funk.
Has he got any questions, buddy?
He just has one little thing for us, buddy, and that is, can't wait for Wildpants PvP next week. Think I'm more excited for that than any game we have paid money for this year. So how are they going to fuck it up?
They're going to fuck it up by not advertising it. I actually, no, they've advertised it quite a lot, actually, from what I've seen. I just don't think there's going to be a massive player count there, which could be worrying.
I think that may be the biggest problem, is that 95% of people who bought Wildpants probably didn't even bother to investigate this beta because they are so pulled away from the sort of just stale Ubisoft games. What makes this mode so brilliant is that it is basically the opposite of everything else that they've been making of late.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And I suppose closest to maybe Siege, which is the one that's bubbling under the surface and doing really well. I'm really looking forward to this as well, and I was quite unsure when we first fired it up. I was like, nah. Funk was talking about it quite excitedly, and I wasn't really interested because I was like, how good can it be? Like Wildpants, ropey as fuck. But actually, the movement and the shooting and that on that game is very, very solid and perfectly suited to a mode like this.
Yeah, the gameplay really just for me, it's like a breath of fresh air compared to like all the other shooters that we've been playing over the past couple of years. We haven't had a stealth shooter like this, like a multiplayer stealth shooter. It's like we said, the last one that we really played was The Last of Us. And that was loads of fun. So Yeah, man. Next Tuesday comes out. I guess that should have been out this week, maybe.
It's not a game release, so no.
It's not a game release. Updated this week.
Yeah, I mean,
new section.
If out this week included every fucking patch.
Yeah,
then
all the patches this
Fallout
week.
4's out this week, buddy.
Yeah, game of the year
on my console at least.
On your console. Yeah. Ah, dear.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to fuck this up. I don't think they're going to change anything from beta.
I don't think that I mean, they'll probably sell some more
loot
copies,
boxes,
which is fine. Yeah, stick some loot boxes in there. Maybe bring in some characters with like digital things on their face. I really like that. You know.
Oh yeah. Watch Dogs 2 kind of style.
Integrate different outfits so I can dress up like Altair maybe, or Ezio. That'd be
nice. Good. Yeah, like that.
What did I get? Because actually, I was on like the Uplay, not Uplay. What's the Ubisoft points thing that they do? You know, you play games, you unlock points.
The club thing.
Yeah, Ubisoft Club or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Ubi Club. And yeah, I unlocked I was on there because I got an email about it, and I was like, oh, I'll go and have a look at it. And I unlocked like loads of different outfits for Ghost Recon, and they were all like, oh, the Division, Assassin's Creed outfit, whatever. I'm like, oh, fucking ace. Like, and if I could put those on in multiplayer, that would be just, I don't know, be fucking stupid, but quite funny. And just like come in as fucking Ezio and be like, yeah, what's up, bitches?
I want to stealth through the jungle in Ghost War as Rayman. That's what I want
as
to
Rayman.
do.
I mean, there you go. That would be interesting.
Is fucking flailing, floating arm just punching out of the undergrowth? No arm there. Just his hands.
Different topic, but how I got there, I'll explain to you in a second. But why has no one made like a Trouble in Terrorist Town like game mode for consoles yet?
That's a very good question, and I don't know the answer.
There you go.
If you're not familiar with this, buddies, then this is a game mode that it's a Gary's mod game mode, which runs sort of on the Source engine, and the Yogscast play a lot of it on YouTube, and it is basically it's a shooter, but there are various different roles. At its most basic, you'll have, say there's 6 people playing, 2 of them will be terrorists. Well, 2 of them will be baddies, and 4 of them will be goodies, but no one knows who's who.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the whole premise. That's all you need.
That's it, yeah.
Just closed multiplayer maps. I don't know if maybe like the big devs are put off by the fact that at the start of every game you're not supposed to shoot anyone. Maybe that's
that's what I love about it.
I know, me too. But that's not very AAA, is it? That's not very conducive to exciting gameplay.
Why hasn't someone made like an £8 version of it? You know, and then just stuck up on the store as like whatever it is, because it hasn't got to be like amazing graphically. It's the whole gameplay aspect of it that's loads of fun. Yeah. But anyway, I got
Fortnite have shown that you can't copyright a game mode. So
well, yeah, exactly. There you go. Oh, they've introduced like duo mode on that now.
Oh, have they?
So you can do it in pairs, and also loot drops.
Lovely, I love loot drops.
I love loot drops.
But we actually played a good hour of that on game night, but I was very negative about it, and I want to play it again before we talk about it.
Yeah,
really.
I need to get the idea of that game more in my head. Even though like I understand it, I just need to experience it.
I thought it was balls. But
it didn't go well at all. I died immediately every time.
I'm willing to try again because I think there's a lot of potential there.
That's the case. Yeah. I want to see what it's like. I want to get a bit more invested into it. I just don't know. I don't see the. I don't know. I maybe I should try it single player. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
I don't know why you'd enjoy it more single player.
Well, no, I'm just thinking like just to chuck it on and see what happens. But yeah,
fill your boots.
Yeah. Maybe not. Let's play some more Destiny.
Well, either way, cheers for that funk. We will be playing that particular fucking game with you, and very much enjoying it, I'd imagine. I'm sure PJ's very, very excited because Like, man, I think he really loved that beta, that Ghost War beta.
Yeah.
And who can blame him? It was excellent.
Cracking.
Just
Cracking
very
game.
different to everything else that's been out for a while. So, really, really cool. So, yeah, thanks for that, Funk.
Every week, we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we want to know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We want to know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. And JJ and PJ are two favourite double-lettered individuals, buddy.
The duos.
Yep. They've been in touch this week. And JJ gets the ball rolling with this. And this is an interesting email because I think that this is NDA'd. But I'm not NDA'd.
You're not NDA'd, buddy.
And no one knows who JJ is.
I don't know him. Who's JJ?
So with that in mind, JJ says, "Hey buddies, pretty sure it's under NDA, but boy did Pitchford shit in his hand on verses. Even if this is free to play, it will be worse than the Lawbreakers numbers. What a steaming pile of shit. They better hope Borderlands 3 is out soon, because after Battleborn and this, holy shit, it's basically a shittier 1 versus 1 Battleborn. Trying to recoup assets and gameplay from a failed game. I know it's an alpha, but I don't think I've ever hated a game more." Holy hell. I had to look this up because I didn't even know what it was. And it is a 1v1 game from Gearbox, which is currently in closed beta. There's a website for it, Project 1v1, where you can go and try and apply for a code. I guess it's called Versus. Thanks for the scoop, JJ. I guess a menu loads up and it's called Versus. But yeah, it's a 1v1 shooter meets card game using the Battleborn engine. It does sound like the worst thing I've ever heard. Like it was making me upset just saying fucking 1v1 shooter in the Battleborn engine and there's cards involved. Man, okay. Well, I'll leave that there. I can't comment on it. I haven't played it, so I'm not breaching anything. Fuck you, Pitchford. But yeah, JJ's not impressed, whoever he may be. What do you think of that, buddy?
I need to find out more about this game.
He must know.
I need to know.
That last sentence. I don't think I've ever hated a game more. I'm like, man. Wow. As you said, I guess they've got all these Battleborn assets, and they're like, "Fucking,
might as well try and use it."
Can we try and squeeze some money out of this? I don't know.
Yeah, I just desperately trying to find anything about it.
You can't. There's nothing. There's nothing out there.
No, I know. Just fucking hurry up and make Borderlands 3.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Seriously, that's all anyone wants.
Yeah.
Make Borderlands 3, chuck some social elements in there, then fucking go bananas, and everyone will just fucking nosh you off.
They will. We'd love that shit.
We'll be happy with that. But Battleborn trying to get on that fucking MOBA bandwagon, the shit show that is. I mean, obviously, loads of people like this, like game mode, but it's not for me. I've tried various different games trying to get into this. I just can't. It's one of those things that I think I'm too old for.
Well, there hasn't been a successful one on a console yet.
That's true.
And people have been fucking trying for 10 years.
Yeah, there's been, I can think of 3.
Paragon.
Now. Paragon, what was that other one? The fucking shit one.
There's been loads of shit ones.
Yeah. Paladins, was it, or something?
Paladins was the Overwatch ripoff.
Oh, so it looked like Paladins. But,
Opinions are my own, by the way.
I think I agree with you there. That was quite funny. But yeah, I can't get into MOBAs. It's not my bag, baby.
Gibbons, buddy, I'm fully with you on that. And I would just like to reiterate, as we're live on the internet, I have not played whatever this game is. Just so you know. I'm not breaching nothing.
Yeah, come at me, bruh.
Innit? I haven't signed anything.
No, didn't accept those terms and conditions.
No, and I wouldn't have either. For the first time ever, I would have been presented with a video game and it would have been like, here's the video game, and then here's the NDA, and I would have hit the no, I don't accept, and just gone about my business.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Fuck that shit.
So thanks for that, JJ. Now, on to PJ, buddy. He's got a few bits for us. Firstly, he says, there's going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. A blend of live action and CGI. Sounds like a mistake.
Possibly. Who knows?
Yeah. Funk chips in. Says, poor old Sonic. He's like an aging prostitute whose pimp just won't let her quit. You ain't lying.
You ain't lying. Yeah.
See, Sonic Mania was really good, but it was just the old game. So, you know.
So it was fine.
It was fine because it was the old game. It was the original blueprint. That's why it was good, because they haven't been able to do anything good since. There you go. So yeah, thanks for that, PJ. PJ also says, I've not played my Vita for ages. Is there anything out there at the moment which is worth playing?
No. No.
I think the answer is yes.
No.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes, there is one thing worth playing that's only just come out.
Go on then. He should get Persona 4.
Well, that's certainly very, very good. But that SteamWorld Dig 2 has come out quite recently.
Good shout.
And people are going pretty bad shit over that. Apparently a brilliant game, also a relaxing game, and quite a short game with rinse-repeat gameplay, so you can kind of play it over and over.
I played a lot of the original one on my Vita as well.
And you really liked that, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a great Vita game.
Yeah, I don't know if PJ played the first one, but it'll give you a good idea as to the second one.
It was PS Plus though, so he will have it, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Unless he didn't add it to his library.
I'm going to get back into that. I would have another go of it with the second one coming out now. It's reviewed brilliantly. I've heard lots of good stuff about it. I know they were talking about it on Giant Bomb this week, saying it's a really exceptional release. So yeah, SteamWorld Dig 2, buddy, and Persona 4. There you go.
Yeah, golden something.
Yeah,
golden showers.
Persona 4 golden showers.
I believe that's the term that's used. Golden shower.
Yeah, that's the one. And absolutely finally this week, buddy, PJ chips in with something else. And I think him and both Funk were fairly unimpressed with our comments. He says, Tamagotchi is not a console. So it can't be the best named console.
Kind of makes sense.
I mean, what's a console? Is it got to play multiple games?
Games, I guess, and you plug shit into it. What'd you say? The Tamagotchi's an egg watch.
A video game console is an electronic, digital, or computer device that outputs a video signal or visual image to display a video game that one or more people can play. That's a Tamagotchi, mate.
That sounds like a Tamagotchi.
Sounds a lot like a Tamagotchi.
Does.
I suppose I could look up a dictionary definition rather than a Wikipedia one.
Nah, Wikipedia's fucking solid, mate. Gospel truth.
Oxford Dictionary?
I heard they make dictionaries.
They're known for it. Select your dictionary. English dictionary.
Is it Collins?
Type word. Console. I've come unstuck instantly here, buddy, because games console's 2 words.
Oh,
just rumbled.
Well, just spank the definitions together. Google, what is game console? What is game? Who writes that? That was. What is a game console?
A console is a panel or unit accommodating a set of controls for electronic or mechanical equipment, and a game is a game. So there's nothing in the definition of a game console that suggests it has to play more than one. Just has to be a console that can either output a signal or display on it somehow and has controls that you can plug in or play on it. I think a Tamagotchi, by all definitions, is a game console.
Well, there you go. Internet don't lie.
Yeah. I mean, of course it fucking isn't a game console, obviously. But yeah, it is a console. And it's the best named one. So suck a bag of dicks.
Well, if you can think of a better one.
Oh yeah, that would have been more constructive than what I said, buddy. So yeah.
Yeah, do that.
If you disagree with Tamagotchi and have something better, yeah, we'll have that, buddies. It'd be an old street beat next week. You could be here right now, where I am, where we are. Yeah. You could be here. You could be here right now, buddies.
You could be Spotlight penetrating on you. At least 10 people's ears right now.
Minimum of. Yeah, absolutely.
That's hopefully 20 years unless someone's lost an ear.
Yeah, well, accidents will happen, so...
Yeah.
So thanks for that, PJ. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 131. Holy hell. We're still doing it. No one knows why, but we're still doing it.
No one knows why. I'm working on the website again. I've gone back to it. I'm going to be introducing some new features on there at some point that no one cares about.
Nice.
Great. Yeah,
I'll look at that.
I'm thinking about putting a Street Beat page on there where people can just write shit and then it will just be on that page forevermore.
I like that. That sounds cool.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe one day I'll make our own JfG podcast app. Who knows?
That'd be good.
Be pointless as well.
Yeah. Total waste of time. I wouldn't download it.
Exactly. Who would?
Why would you?
I don't know. I mean, you can get us all over the place, buddy, can't you? I mean, that's a great segue into that, but I mean, I'm not going to use it. I hope you don't either. I'm thinking about old games a lot now.
I just clammed. I didn't say anything. I hope you respect that. I was like,
well,
no.
Yeah, I expected
not your performing monkey.
Well, exactly. I mean, why would you do that? That would be... People expect that. We are the Unexpectables.
We are the Unexpectables. It might be a better title. There is a bit of an issue in including a swear word in the title of your podcast.
Yeah.
In that I refuse to do it because I just don't believe iTunes would display it. So
okay, so we can't have Big Sucker Dust Fucker 2000.
No, I mean as wonderful a name that is. It might be.
So you want to go for
Unexpectables.
Okay.
Cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I really do.
Now. The Unexpectables.
So I would at this point ask you what we're going to play now, buddy. But of course,
play some Pez.
Play some Pez with old funk, and that's very exciting.
I tell you what, mate. Fucking this beer is shit.
It's terrible, isn't it?
I just can't drink it.
You can do it.
I'm gonna have to.
Just soldier on.
Yeah.
Safe in the knowledge that he's doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, it's just making me feel horrible.
Yep.
Ugh.
And worse tomorrow.
Yay, work day.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Where can you find us, buddy?
You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, buddy. We're also on Facebook /the JFG Podcast. Our Twitter handle is at the JFG Podcast, of course. We're on a selection of streaming video sites like the old ChewTube there. You can find the JFG Podcast on ChewTube. We're on twitch.tv /the JFG Podcast. We're literally streaming there right fucking now. There may be someone watching. Someone did follow us while we were doing the show this evening, buddy. I got an email, so...
Did they?
Well, I believe so. I got an email through. Did you get one?
I don't have email.
You don't, but just in general, or I don't really know how to respond to that, if I'm honest.
I don't know.
9-11 is now following you on Twitch. There you go.
Oh, yeah, he was in the chat. He said, "Hey, got a question." I said, "Hit me." I got no response. He obviously liked it. Maybe he meant actually physically. He thought actually.
Maybe the question was going to be, "Can I hit you?" Yeah, and you answered it before he asked
there
it.
You go. Yeah, nailed it.
Made his
hit
week.
Me.
Beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, we're on Twitch.
Thanks, that guy.
Thanks so much for following us, buddy.
Legend.
We're also on beam.pro, aka fuckingmixer.com. /the JFG Podcast. Head over to SoundCloud /just for gamers to listen to. I don't even know what episode it is that's on there, buddy. No, I'm not signed in on this account, so it doesn't matter. That. It's old. If you want to listen to an old one, it's really old. We won't update it, so there you go. Come and join our PS4 community, buddies. You can find us. Just search the JFG Podcast on there. You get a selection of art and things and stuff and things. You can obviously get the app for your phone there as well. And finally, we're also on Google Plus, of course, if that's how you choose to live your life. So thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time. But until then, I have been Alex and he has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Take care, buddies. Goodbye.
You've been listening to the JFG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook /the JFG Podcast, or Twitter, where we are at the JFG Podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.